wondered how the closures on your garments are installed? You want to watch this video to the end, and do subscribe to this channel to see more interesting and exciting videos. Most projects are not possible without a closure like dresses, skirts, pants, bags, and more. Depending on your project, there are different types of closures like zipper, hook and eye, fasteners, snap fasteners for babies, garments, and borders. In this video, I'll show you different methods to fix a zipper closure to your garments. Working with a zipper depends on your project, as there are different types of zippers and ways of installation. There are zippers with metal teeth, metal heads, plastic teeth, and plastic heads. There are invisible zippers and there are regular zippers. Hello, my name is Blessing, so let's get started. Depending on the type of zipper you need for your project, there are various methods of installation which gives the same result. For the invisible zipper, I'll show you two ways in which I install this type. Feel free to use any of these methods which works best for you. What you will need are your fabric or project, an invisible zipper, a removable marking pen, pencil or chalk, a thread cutter, a seam ripper, some pins, and of course your zipper foot. This invisible zipper foot comes originally with a sewing machine, but if you do not have, you can walk into a fabric store and buy oil from an online fashion store. This zipper foot is really handy and I recommend you own one, as it gets the job done neat and fast. The first thing I'll do is to take off my regular sewing foot and replace it with my invisible zipper sewing foot. In one of my videos, I showed how to change presser foot. So if you do not know how to change presser foot, you can go watch that video, then come back and join me. On this zipper foot, there is a little rod here that separates the left from the right side of the zipper foot. For me, when I sew the left side of the zipper, I use the right side of the zipper foot. For those who do not know an invisible zipper, this is an invisible zipper and this is the short one. Where you have the invisible spot right here is the right side of the zipper, and where you have the visible teeth is the wrong side of the zipper. This is how this zipper should be on your finished project. The right side facing outside and the wrong side hidden under. Now I'll go ahead and take a measurement for my zipper. My zipper is about 11 inches long, but I'll be installing it up to 9.5 inches. So I'll come to my fabric and mark out 9.5 inches where my zipper will end. This is 9.5 inches. So this is the start point and this is the end point. This is where the zipper will end. Whatever is left, I can either cut it out or leave it that way. To install this zipper, I'll flip it over to the wrong side, lay the right side of the zipper on the right side of my project or my fabric, and sew on the wrong side of the zipper, so that when I'm done sewing my zipper and I flip it back, is the right side of the zipper on the right side of the fabric. So now I'll take my zipper, pull down the zipper head to open, and flip it over with the wrong side facing me and the right side facing the right side of the fabric. I'll lay it down on the desired seam, making sure the start point of the zipper is aligned with the start point of the fabric. Then I'll go ahead and pin it down. I went ahead and used my serger to make my seam neat. If you do not have a serger, you can use the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. This is what it looks like after pinning it down. I'll go ahead and turn on my machine. Press open the zipper teeth as you go along, since this zipper is not ironed. So I lay my presser foot down, take down my machine needle, use my finger to press open the zipper teeth. See? Press it open to lie flat. Gently, I'll begin to sew, starting with a backward stitch to keep it locked in place. You also want to put the pin far away from where you will sew on, so you don't have to sew on your pins. Now, using my finger to press down the teeth of the zip, I'll sew and take my pins as I go. I'll make sure to sew very close to the zipper teeth, but not on the zipper teeth. That's why you want to sew gently. If you mistakenly sew on the zipper teeth, then your zipper won't pull. Take out your pin as you go. Remember not to pull. Use your fingers as a guard. We're getting close to the mark point. So when I get to this mark point, I'll do another backward stitch here to secure it. I raise my needle. Now I'll zip it up to show you what it looks like. This is what one side of it looked like. This is what you should also get. Now we're going to attach the second face. Went ahead to mark out the 9.5 inches where the zipper will end. Now let's assume I'm working on a skirt. To install the zipper on the second side of the skirt, I'll take the first side, pull down the zipper just like I did the first time. This time I'll be flipping my zipper inwards, like this. I lay it down on my fabric. Pin it down in place. So this is how it will be to install the second side. I'll go ahead and pin everything down. So this is what you should get after pinning down the second face. Now I'll take this over to my machine and sew it down the same way I sewed the first side. And when you're sewing, make sure to keep your fabric out of place. Do not sew on this part of the fabric, only sew on the seam allowance you have. Since I'm sewing on the right side of the zipper, I'll change my presser foot to this left side. When working on your project, make sure to use matching color of thread and zipper. I'm using different colors so you can see clearly what I'm doing. Go ahead, lay down the presser foot. We'll lower down your needle. Begin with a backward stitch. Remember to take off your pin as you go. Use your fingers. Press open the zipper teeth. Try as much as possible to sew close to the teeth, but not on the teeth. Do not pull. Only use your finger as a guide. Feel free to pause anytime you think you have sewn or you're close to sewing on the zipper teeth. You're getting close to the stop point. Keep sewing till you get to the stop point. Take out the pin. I'll do a backward stitch there. Release my presser foot. Cut up my thread. This is what the sewing looks at the back. This is what it looks like at the front. I don't know if you can see. Go ahead and lay down. So this is what it looks like now. This is what you should get if you do it properly. And you go ahead and close up your zip. This is what it looks like now, and this is why we call it an invisible zipper, because the teeth is hidden. You do not notice there's a zipper here except for the zipper head. The next thing we are going to do is to go ahead and close this seam right here. So flip my fabric over, still using this foot. I can flip it over to this angle if I want. Align your work and pin it down. Like you want to sew your normal seam, take it to your machine. Make sure to sew as close as possible to the first seam you sewed, keeping the zipper out of the way. Lay your presser foot down. This is the really tricky part, so you have to be careful. With a backward stitch, you sew. Begin to sew along, making sure to maintain your seam allowance. Sew to the end, making a backward stitch. This is it. Finishing this part off depends on if you're using a lining on your skirt or not. You can go ahead and cut off this part, or you leave it this way since it's already short. Want to go to your iron, press this down flat and open. Now for the big reveal. Here is the top part of the zipper, the head of the zipper. Ta-la-la! This is what we got. A clean finish. This is where the zipper ends. This mark right here can be taken out with water. This is your water. Ta-la-la! The mark has disappeared. This is why I recommend you use a water-soluble ink pen. So once you drop water, the mark disappears. So this is your work, neat and finished. So you go ahead, use your iron, press it down to lie flat. This is the first method of installation for the invisible zipper. This is what it looks like after the installation and ironing. The only thing visible is the zipper head. This is why it is called an invisible zipper. The next method I'll be showing you is the method where I'll already sew down the seam line and also iron the zipper before installation. For the second installation method, I'll be ironing the zipper teeth to lay it flat and also do a basting stitch on the fabric. The first thing I'll be doing is to open up my zipper, flip it to the wrong side. Make sure not to iron on the zipper teeth, else you'll lose your zipper. So what I'll do is to use my fingers and press open the zipper teeth by pressing it down. Take on my hot iron, lay it on the zipper and begin to press down. Make sure not to iron on the zipper teeth directly. Press open the zipper to the wrong side and then iron. You want to go ahead and use a medium heat. This will help the zipper to lay flat and makes installation easier. I'll do same for this side. Use my finger, press open the zipper teeth, lay it down. This is how I press open the zipper teeth. Press open and press down. Press it open as an ironer, making sure to iron only on the wrong side of the zipper, avoiding the zipper teeth because the hot iron melts the teeth. This is what my zipper looks like after ironing. Now looks crooked. When I zip it up, this is it. So since I'll be installing, I have to open it. I went ahead to use my overlocker to keep a clean finish, although the overlocker didn't do a good job here, but just for this tutorial. So we are going to go to the machine and I'll show you how to install this zipper. Please understand the contrasting colors I'm using is so that you can see clearly what I'm doing. For your own project, you will have to use the right colors of thread and zipper. For this method of installation, the first thing I'll be doing is to make a basting stitch here. A basting stitch is a temporary stitch you make to put the fabric together. After making the basting stitch, I'll go ahead and sew on the zipper, then take out the basting stitch since it's a temporary stitch. To do the basting stitch, you have to use the longest stitch length your machine can produce because you have to take it out. Go ahead and mark out your desired seam allowance with your removable chalk or marking pen or pencil. Right on this line, I'll be sewing on the basting stitch. This zipper is about 11 inches long, but I'll be installing up to 9.5 inches, which is here. This is where the zipper will begin and this is where it will end. From this mark point is where I'll sew close the seam using the normal stitch length of my sewing machine, which is 2.5. So I'll take this over to my machine, sew this close with a normal stitch length, and afterwards do a basting stitch from this point up until this point or a little past, because I'm going to be taking out the basting stitch. So you want to go ahead and pin down to keep your fabric together. With the normal stitch length of my machine, I'm going to go ahead, lower my needle, take out my pin already, lower my needle to the mark point, beginning with a backward stitch. I'm gonna sew to secure my fabric. Go ahead and make a straight stitch all the way down, ending with a backward stitch also. For this top point, I'm going to go ahead and make a basting stitch and set my machine stitch length to the longest, which is 4.5. To make a basting stitch, you don't have to do a backward stitch because you'll be taking it out. Go ahead and sew. Take out your pins as you go. That's the basting stitch. This is what the right side looks like. Since it's a temporary stitch, the thread lines are visible. You can press open this part with your iron to lay flat, but I don't have to do that, so I'll use my pins if I want to keep it flat, like that. So I'll also mark out the end point of my zipper here. This is where my zipper installation will end. You can also put in a pin here. Nice lay flat. I'll take up my zipper the same way. This is the right side of my zipper. This is the wrong side of my zipper. I'll take my zipper with the wrong side facing me. I'll take the right side, lay it down like this and pin it. With my pin, I'll hold it together. Now you want to pin on only one layer, avoiding this other layer. Pin just on the seam allowance. To begin installation, I'm going to do another basting stitch right where I pinned on, keeping this layer out of the way. So I take this to my machine, lay it down, take out my pin, and do a temporary stitch. For this time, you don't have to sew close to the teeth. It's just to keep the zip in place. Get up to the mark point. You don't have to do a backward stitch too, because it's a basement stitch. Zip up. Go ahead and sew down this other side. Remember to keep the other layer out of the way. Go ahead and do the basement stitch. This method is really easy, although it involves a little more process, but it's really easy. You are done doing the basting stitch. This is not the final work, So the next thing I'm gonna do is to go ahead and take out this first basting stitch I did directly on my fabric. Since it's a loose stitch, I can just take it out without my seam ripper. That's it. This is what we get. Definitely this is not the final stage. To complete this process, I'll pull down the zipper then pass it out through this hole. That's passed out already. So the first part I'll be installing is this part right here. I'll switch over my machine foot to the right side. Before I sew, I return my machine to the normal stitch length, which is 2.5 inches. And lay down my presser foot, lowering my needle down into the zipper. I'll begin to sew very close to the teeth as possible. Begin with a backward stitch to secure my zipper. Begin to make my straight stitch, sewing close but avoiding the zipper teeth. Do a backward stitch, this is what I'm able to sew, very close to the zipper teeth but not on the zipper teeth. Do the same thing for this other side. Beginning with the backward stitch also. A backward stitch here. This is also as close as possible. So now our zipper is done. We pull it out by pulling the zipper under this hole. Bring it out. The zipper is done. Now, this is what it looks like now. You can go ahead and use your iron to press down to give it a perfect and smooth finish. When you press it down, this will not be a problem. So the only part of the zipper visible now is the zipper head. This is why you should use the right color of zipper. For this part, you'll be either attaching your waistband or attaching it to the upper part of your fabric, whatever it is you're working on. So this is finished. To make your work look neater, you go ahead and take out this basting stitch you did. To give it a neater finish. This particular method, I believe, is easier for the first time zipper installer. And cut out whatever excess thread you have. And this is the final process. When you go ahead and iron down, you will have a better and smoother finish. This is the first we did. This is the second. There are different methods of installation, but the same result is what you get. Feel free to use any of these methods to install your zipper on your project. The next method I'll show you is with this coil zipper. This is different from an invisible zipper, as the visible teeth is the right side while the invisible side is the wrong side. Also, the method of installation is different, and I'll be showing you one installation method. The one method I'll show you is to overlap your fabric on the zipper. For this next method, go ahead and mark out your desired seam allowance. Already you use your serger or your overlocker to clean the edge, but I'm not doing that for now. This zipper I'll be working on is a little over 9 inches, but I'll be installing up to 8 inches. So I'll come over here and mark out 8 inches on this line. This is 8 inches. I'll take this to my machine so close from this point down, doing a normal straight stitch. Place your fabric from this point where you have the marking. With a normal straight stitch, not a basting stitch, go ahead and do a backward stitch to secure your stitch. Go ahead and sew. At the end, do a backward stitch to secure. Cut out the excess thread. Go ahead and open up your skirt or your dress or whatever it is you're working on. This is where your zipper is going to end. Now, if you're not able to sew like this, you can go ahead and make a mark. Know where you'll be sewing from. You take up your fabric, fold it inwards like this. You can use your pin to press it down. You can also go ahead and press it down with your iron. So go ahead and do the same thing to this other side. Fold it in on your desired seam point, the desired allowance, pin it down. This is what you get. You take up your zipper, overlapping it, covering half part of this other layer of the zipper. You can go ahead and pin it down if you want. And pin it. You pin up to the stop point. You take this to your machine and you'll be sewing on this layer of the zipper, not the overlap part. You can switch over to your zipper foot to make things easier, you can do a backward stitch to secure your stitch. Go ahead and sew. Take out your pin as you go. Sewing very close to the zipper teeth, but not on the zipper teeth. Make sure to keep these layers out of the way. When you get to this end point, what you do, you leave your needle lowered inside, raise up your presser foot, tilt your fabric a little, release your presser foot, sew across, sewing on the zipper teeth. Don't worry, it's not going to break your needle. When you get to this point, you do the same thing. Lower your needle, raise your presser foot, tilt your fabric a little. You can open up so you see clearly what you're doing. Lay down. Begin to sew. Do your backward stitch. That's the end. This is quite easy. Now this is what you get. There are some fabrics you use for your project which do not require an invisible zipper. So you can go ahead and use this zipper and do this method, or search for other methods in which you can install to make your project neat. For this method, the thread you use to sew is visible. That's why you have to use the right thread for your project. Pull down your zip. Pull up your zip. This is what it looks like from the wrong side. To finish up, you can go ahead and use your lining to cover up this point to give it a perfect finish. For this particular method of installation, you can also use your regular sewing foot to install the zipper, but using your zipper foot makes the job much easier and better. This is the first. This is the second. This is the third. I hope these methods are easy enough. Feel free to watch over again until you're able to do it by yourself. Go ahead and use any of these methods of installation and install the zipper on your project. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, do click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification to stay up to date with every activity on my channel. And until my next video, do have a pleasant day.